all through the week, and they are still here with us. All the way here. They deserve it. Please clap if you want to clap. Thank you. It's very encouraging. Yeah, architect David Majekogumi, FNIA, Chair Lagos State Chapter. All the way from Lagos. I welcome you, sir. There, brother. He came by here. He didn't come by road. Like the MC said during our event. After Shegun Olukoya, FNIA, Chair Plateau State Chapter. We welcome you into our midst. Students, interns, a round of applause for yourself. Thank you. The future, thank you for the support. When we see you, we are always really very glad. Thank you for coming. Technologists, graduate members, I welcome everyone. So I will go straight to my address so that we can save time. Also to thank you for your dedication and all that you have done. The support has been tremendous. I'm really very grateful. Dear chapter members, it is with gratitude to God, great joy and excitement that, okay, now I'm sitting, I'm not standing, before you today as the NIAABC Abuja chapter 2022-2024 tenure comes to an amazing end. First, to appreciate members of the chapter executive committee for their tireless effort in ensuring the NIAABC we all can be proud of, and to thank chapter members for their unwavering support, both financially and physically, in making this dream a reality. When the mantle of leadership was handed over to us exactly 2 years ago, okay, so 2 years and about 2 weeks, because it's been an extended tenure with a few days. The assignment looks scary. The mountain poses insurmountable, with the 3 daunting focus areas. And first among them is ensuring members' welfare through the chapter cooperative. The chapter has been able to secure the acknowledgement letter from the Abuja Geophysical Information System. This has been submitted at the Department of Mass Housing, FCT, for the Honorable Minister's assent. We have a file number already now, and I think we should give a round of applause to the team that worked on this, ably led by the chapter vice chair, and of course the subcommittee chair practice. I mean, we can't forget all you did to make this happen. And luckily, we had the rep of the FCT minister, during the BGM, and we made it clear that by God's grace, we're hoping that we'll have an allocation for the chapter, because it's not good for us to be 40 and we don't have something like that to show for it. Second on that, on the list, is the business of architecture and education of our members through the structured continuous professional development program. And topics were taken in the last 2 years. We had topics on project management. Why is it not being projected? Yeah, they can put it. We had topics on project management, lessons learned managing projects in Nigeria. That was taken by Dr. Ojugo Anjua. Business of Architecture 1 and 2 was taken by one of us, a very senior member, Actor Usman Karaye, FNIA. Intellectual properties and copyright laws were taken by Actor Nimi Ekine. Real estate development and financing by architect Yinka Adebimpe. We also had CPDs on AI, architecture and emerging technology, taken by Dr. Rislan, Vice Chancellor, Base University, and of course our very own Mustafa Ahmad, who was part of the panelists, during the ceremony. Promoting a culture of accountability for project success. was also taken. And the last one we had in June, just before we entered the BGM season, was Process Improvement and Lean Six Sigma by Dr. Patrick and Junwa, where engagement with universities and mentoring. Should we put- Engagement with universities and mentoring program for students of architecture within the FCT. The one-on-one mentoring program with universities within the FCT kick off on Wednesday, 24th January 2024 with Base University, with 15 pioneered volunteer mentors from the chapter attached to 30 400 level students of Base University. Engagement has been very rewarding. Feedback has been good, and because of that, even other universities that were initially reluctant are also buying into that. University of Abuja being the only federal university with the Department of Architecture presently, the chapter has commenced engagement with the two departments and hope to commence the mentoring scheme with Nile University, as it has done with Base and University of Abuja. I think we should commend them for that. They had been very reluctant, but haven't seen the success recorded at Base and University of Abuja. They are now ready to open up their door for us to come in. Number 3, strategic engagement with government ministries, departments and agencies, manufacturers and suppliers of architectural products. And we saw a display of that during the BGM, where we had some of them have their products exhibited. Also looking into development finance, architecture and emerging tech, mental health and well-being for our members under our welfare, initiative, climate change, sustainability, green architecture, and energy efficiency in buildings. We may even be going into some actual tree planting sessions to actually demonstrate that climate change is a serious business and it's not being hype as being believed in some quarters. We thank you sincerely for allowing us to serve our dear chapter in this capacity and the confidence reposed in us. As the saying goes, the reward for good work is more work. We shall be more than willing to continue in this capacity in the next 2 years, if given the opportunity to serve. I must appreciate everyone who has made this assignment very simple and enjoyable, though not as enjoyable as it's stated here, ranging from your commitment to the bi-monthly chapter general meetings and CPDs, to your financial support during our end-of-year activities. Let it remerge and revolve, if it means to reinvent it, as we embrace and leverage on the positive impact of.
Thank you very much, Chair, for the welcome and opening remarks. So next on the agenda is the reading and adoption of the agenda. I believe if this is not your first day to the BGM, you might have downloaded this material with the QR code, so you can just reference it on your phone. So do we have, it's on page 27 of the BGM document. So do we have any additions to the agenda? If there is none, does anybody move the motion to adopt the agenda as is? Also on the Telegram group, we have sent a copy of the minutes of the last meeting. So if you're on the chapter Telegram group, you should be able to access it. So anyone moving for the adoption of the agenda? Can we get a second mic, please?
Nina Briggs, I move for the adoption.
Okay. Seconded by?
Seconded by Architect Amaka Onyuke.
Okay. Seconded by Architect Amaka Onyuke. Thank you very much. So we moved quickly to the minutes of the last meeting, which is also on the chapter Telegram group. You can access it also online. There's also a link on the Telegram group that will take you to a folder online, a Google Drive folder. There you can access the minutes, the treasurer's reports, the auditor's reports, and the chair's reports. It's available online via the Telegram group, so you can just go there and click on the link and have access to it. So I would quickly go through the minutes of the last chapter annual general meeting that was held on the 22nd of July 2023 at the NAF Conference Center, Abuja. We had 133 registered members on that day. There were no apologies. The meeting commenced at 3:30 p.m. with the chair's call to order. Opening prayer was said, which was the second stanza of the national anthem, recited by all present. The chair's opening remark was by Yemi Shola Adebi, welcoming all to the event, and special recognition to the PNIA, Architect Enyi Ben Ebo, and Architect Saulawa, the second vice president, and the third vice president, Architect Chioma Wogo Ogbonna. The agenda for that meeting was 1. Meeting call to order. 2. Adoption of the meeting agenda. 3. Reading of the minutes of the last chapter BGM. 4. The chair's report. 5. Treasurer's report. 6. Auditor's report. 7. Proposed 2023-2024 calendar of chapter activities. 8. Proposed 2023/2024 chapter budget. 9. Review of members' annual subscription. 10. Chair's brief on contemporary NIA matters of relevance to members. 11. AOB. 12. Adjournment. The motion for adoption of the meeting agenda was moved by Architect Moradeke Okunriboye and seconded by Architect Taiwo Olumuyiwa. 3.0. Reading and adoption of the minutes of the last meeting. The minutes was presented and read by the secretary. In the absence of no corrections, the motion to adopt the minutes was moved by Architect Hadiza Musa Adilana and seconded by Architect Antonia Aigbe. 4.0. The CAGM business meeting report. The chair, Akiemi Shola Adebi, gave her report highlighting activities by the chapter in the last 12 months. Key achievements was the members' continuous professional development, the chapter cooperative, interface with academic institutions in the FCT, and courtesy call on the 7 sister professional associations with a view to having cohesion in the building sector. Architect Uche Wogu moved the motion to adopt the chair's report for discussion, and the motion was seconded by Architect Oka Amogu. Architect Lanre Olushola thanked the chair for a detailed report and a great job done in the last 12 months and commended the chapter chair on a well-organized chapter annual general meeting. He expressed concern about the non-payment of dues by members of the chapter. He advised the executives to take proactive steps to encourage members to pay their dues. Architect Oka Amogu sought for clarification on the chapter financial lists. It was clarified that the list published was the list of financial members only. The chair apologized for any omissions and assured members an updated list will be published to them. Architect Stella Abalaka advised the treasurer to have up-to-date records of financial members. Architect Sokari George advised the ESCO to make information available so that members can make payments as at when due. Architect Karaye also advised the ESCO to report and show clearly what the executives set out to achieve, what they have been able to achieve, and what wasn't achieved and why. On the low dues response rate, he suggested the chapter investigate the root causes on why members are not registering and paying dues to get a lasting solution. Architect Okunriboye suggested we utilize QR codes to reduce expenses associated with printing at our annual general meeting. The chair assured all members that all suggestions and comments will be considered with a view to offering members better services. 5.0, the Treasurer's Report by Juliana Anyanwu. The Treasurer's Report was for 23rd July 2022 to April 30, 2023. The report summary. Opening bank balance as at 23rd July 2022 was 891,454 naira 23 kobo. Closing bank balance as at 30th June 2023 was 2,105,237 naira 70 kobo. Income for that period was 8,461,654 naira 24 kobo. Expenditure for that period was 6,356,416 naira 54 kobo. By that, we had a balance of 2,105,237 naira 70 kobo. That was a chapter balance as at 30th June 2023. 6.0, Auditor's Report. The auditor report was presented. The auditor commended the bookkeeping efforts of the treasurer. He noted that all accounting processes were in order, and the chapter thanked the auditor for the work done and gave their consent for his retention for his services for another year. Proposed chapter calendar activities 7.0. The chapter calendar was taken as presented in the chair's report. 8.0, proposed 2023-2024 chapter budget. The chapter vice chair presented the budget for 2024 and the budget was unanimously adopted. 9.0, review of members' annual subscription. A review for the chapter due was made on the floor and passed for immediate implementation across board. The new chapter fees as ratified by the chapter are fellow 15,000, full member 10,000, associate 6,000, graduates/technologists 5,000, and student member 3,000. Architect Umaru Karaye donated, or made a pledge rather, for the sum of 2 million naira to the chapter. 10.0. Chair's brief on contemporary NIAABC matters of relevance to members. The chair presented the chapter position on various issues affecting chapter members, ranging from suspension of professional practice exams to fellowship nominations. The president of the NIA assured all members that these issues will be resolved before the end of his tenure, which was coming to an end November 2023. 11. AOB. There was no AOB on the agenda that day. Closing. The motion for adjournment was moved by Architect Sani Saulawa and seconded by Architect Onyuke Ukamaka Bernadette. The meeting came to a close at 6:45 p.m. So that is the minutes of the meeting that held on the 22nd of July 2023. If there are no omissions or corrections to the minutes, can somebody move for its adoption for discussion? Someone that was present at the PRO, please, can he get a mic?
Yes. An observation from the copy that is online from the Telegram platform. Item 4.0, line 45-46. Here it states, he advised the executives to make personal dues to members. But when you were reading it out, you said proactive measures. So as against personal dues that is written in this copy, I believe you said proactive measures. So the copy
Yes.
to be...
So it was a summary of the minutes.
Yeah.
You understand? Basically, I was trying to save time, so I was paraphrasing some sentences.
So just the typo error.
Okay. Okay. Any other corrections, observations on the minutes? In the absence of that, can somebody move the motion for adoption for the...
Good afternoon, everyone. I, Tajuddin Jimo, hereby move for adoption of the meeting as read by the Secretary.
Who seconds the motion, please?
Oyeleke, David Tayo Ilade, hereby second the motion.
Thank you very much. So,
Thank you very much, Chapter Secretary Actor Nicholas Musa, for that job that is very well done. A round of applause for him. The office of the Secretary is not an easy one. Another round of applause for him. He's doing a good job. Okay, so while that was going on, our immediate past president came into the hall. He came all the way from Lagos, and he came by here. A round of applause for him, please. Architect Eyi Ben Hebo, IPPNIA, FNIA. Thank you, sir, for your support always. We appreciate you. May God bless you. Nicholas said you are the pillar of this chapter. So I'm going to add column and beam to it. A round of applause again. Thanks so very much, sir. So next on the agenda is matter arising from the minutes of the last AGM. If there are matters to be discussed, please, we have the floor now. Matters arising from the minutes. Some of us are not very good with protocol, but I know there's always advance and forgiveness. Acted Biola Akinola, First Assistant Secretary, NIA. Round of applause for him. You are welcome, sir. Thank you for being with us. God bless you. Thank you. Matters arising? Members? From the last AGM, based on the minute just read now by Architect Nicholas Musa. Architect Tajuddin, I know you have something. Yes. Manuel.
Good afternoon once again. Based on the minute read, I think the issues raised, some of the issues has not been addressed. Like this issue of exam of 18. I think we are seeing that same realm that we were as at that last time, because up to now, people apply for exam, but they've not get any response to when the exam will hold or whether it will not hold. I don't know whether there's any update from national so that the people that are involved will know their fate and prepare for the exam. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Architect Taju, for your observation. And you agree with me that a lot is being done on this. The NIA Council, in conjunction with the ACON Council, are working hard on this. If you recall at the last AGM, it was one of the 7 matters presented on the floor of the AGM. And luckily, that year, the president in council, Dr. A. Benebo, was with us at that AGM, and he was able to explain a lot of those issues. But if you check back, you will see that most of those issues, not all, has been resolved. If you remember, before then, inauguration of ACON Council was actually the first on our list. But today now, the ACON Council has been inaugurated. A round of applause. Even after that, if I recall, that exam that has been stalled for about 7 years, between 7 and 10 years, one was done after that AGM, which was the second on our list. A joint exam between NIA and ACON was NIA BAE and ACON was jointly conducted. And we had a lot of candidates that put in for that exam, and most of them were successful. So we are supposed to have a second one, which unfortunately has been stalled for now, but effort is being made, and I'm aware, as a privileged member of council, that this, in a very short time, this will be resolved. That's what I can say. But we also have some senior members of National Council here who can also respond to that. Dr. Biola Akinola, are you a rep of ACON? So you wear double caps. I mean, you are in ACON and you are first secretary in NIA. I'm sure you should have an update for us. It should be a positive one, yeah.
Thank you, Madam Chairman and every other person. I'm aware that I think Monday or Tuesday, there's going to be a joint meeting of the NIA and ACON management, and the only agenda is that exam. Good. So let's wait and see what's. Let's be optimistic and let's be prayerful. Thank you.
Thank you. The only agenda is that exam, to know how serious that issue is. Another contribution.
Thank you very much. The IPP, though is your BGM, but we owe our members to let them know exactly what is happening. We had the council meeting last Friday. The exam was brought up, but lo and behold, ACON is still proving difficult because it's meant to be a joint exam by ACON and NIA. And lo and behold, when the advert came out, it was solely ACON alone. That's number one. Number two, there are some in-house discrepancies where the last exam, ACON is meant to produce 20 examiner, NIA is supposed to produce 20 examiner, but at the end of the day, we had extra 20 from ACON, which are anchor members. So based on this, the NIA Council said no, and at the moment, there is a court injunction by NIA against that exam, which has anchor member. We need to go by the rules and the act. So for those of you who are here, you might be anchor sympathizer. This is David Majakudumi. I'm glad that Lagos and Abuja chapter will tell you the truth. So please advise your friends who are either anchor sympathizer to please desist, because the younger ones are suffering. So they've arranged a meeting for next week, And lo and behold, I just pray we need to influence each other. So if I have any friend, like the ACON president is my friend, I always plead with him, please, let's get this thing sorted out. So that's the position today. Now, the request by ACON is we should go and withdraw the court injunction. But at the same time, listen to this. At the same time, the vice chairman of Edo chapter, whom we all know that is an anchor member, has put a court affidavit to say the NIA today is not the real NIA, which is the work of anchor. So please, it's just the information I want to give because I know you were busy. We were all there last week, Friday. We had the council meeting till late. We had to continue till Saturday. So that is the true picture. Thank you very much. Except IPP. Do I say anything in contradiction? I always like to put everybody on spot. Thank you.
Well, Chairman, other members of this chapter, I would want to put things in proper perspective so that we don't leave here, with the wrong notion. In my 2 years as president of NIA, we were in constant dialogue with ACON to ensure that the exams that were suspended as a result of what happened between 2015 and 2017 resumed. And in October last year, we were able to get a joint exam going. And I know up to 600 or so candidates were inducted as a result of that exam. Based on the success of that exam, it was also jointly agreed that another version of the exam would hold, I think either in February or April, I don't know, first quarter of this year. And things went south in terms of expectations, in terms of relationship. And at some point, it looked as if ACON wanted to go alone in the exams. And there was even a meeting with the minister shortly before council was inaugurated, where the minister directed, let me withdraw the word directed, where the minister, in his bid to seek an amicable solution to the problem, put up a resolution that ACON should be the only body that should organize the exams, and that ACON could co-opt any other stakeholder in doing the exams. All that was in an attempt to ensure that, the ACON Council had been stalled from inauguration for like almost 3 years. And without a proper council, ACON could not do a lot of the things that it was supposed to do. So I'll not go into all the details, but the minister made such a suggestion. And I think at that meeting, the only resolution that NIA did not agree to was the aspect of ACON going about the exams alone. And the reasons were simple. It is a statutory matter. And once something is in the law, and the ACON Act is part of the Nigerian Constitution, nobody can unilaterally waive any provision that is established in the law. Only a court can set aside any aspect of the law, or the National Assembly can amend whatever part of the Constitution that they want to at any point in time. So NIA did not accept that a part of the act be literally suspended to be able to do that. In any case, we had had a successful conduct of the exams in October. So why couldn't we have the exams again based on the model that we had in October in April? So I think NIA went to court to seek legal interpretation from the courts on that aspect of the act, whether it was NIA's responsibility to conduct the exam or if it was ACON's responsibility to conduct the exams. And you know, when a matter is in court, all parties would stay action until the court has made a determination. However, we all know that the ACON Council was eventually inaugurated, and there's now a council in place. And the council, at its first meeting, made overtures to the NIA to withdraw the case. And so a meeting has been scheduled for Tuesday next week. I'm going to be there. It's between the strategic committee of the NIA and the management of ACON to work out how this impasse can be resolved so that the candidates who are the receiving end of this whole thing can have their careers, they can continue their careers and have their lives, whatever it is that they want to do with their lives. So that is the situation. I also want to correct an impression, David, what you said about one of our ESCOs in one of the chapters signing whatever document it is. You all agree with me that if you are an employee in an organization, you are bound to, unless you want to resign, you are bound to carry out the instructions of your superiors. So much as we may want to say that, yes, a member of the institute who also occupies an executive position in one of the chapters signed a document. He did not sign the document in his personal capacity. He signed the document on behalf of ACON because that was ACON's position. Now, whether or not that position is correct is left for people at the highest level to argue it and determine whether that position is right or not. And I think that's basically why the meeting for Tuesday has been scheduled. So I just want to say that we should be patient. It's not, I thought that this whole shenanigans will end with me or during my presidency. It's unfortunate that it is spilling into Madam President's tenure. And I seriously hope that all the parties would come to terms and realize that in this whole thing, whether it's ego, whether it's whatever, that we must consider the lives of people who, some have lost promotion, some have lost opportunities. In fact, at the last exam, there were incidences of people whose cars were stolen in the course of writing the exams at the venue. There was somebody or some people who even lost their original certificates in the course of doing that. And I know some people who have even passed on in the course of traveling back and forth in this whole exercise. And it's really, really incumbent on those of us who call ourselves leaders to know that we lead human beings. And these decisions we take affect the lives of other people. I know people who wrote 2015, 2016 exams who are still not registered. A lot of them have left this country out of frustration. A lot of them have vowed not to have anything to do with the NIA. And it's also at the bottom of our membership, the strength of our participation. I mean, this is Abuja chapter. I expected to see twice this number at this AGM. The same thing in Lagos. Most chapters, apart from maybe one or two chapters that I've visited, I know when I went to KB and Jigawa, I saw more people than I expected to see. But, I mean, those are chapters that hardly get to see the president. But at any rate, it's affecting us as a profession. And it's about time we all talk to one another and tell ourselves the truth that this is not sustainable. There's nothing, most of the people on whatever aisle of the argument, we were all friends. We all started this architecture journey together, or we met at some point, and I don't know why it will get to a point where people would hold very strong opinions that they don't mind if people literally go to hell unless they have their way. So I just say be patient, and by Tuesday, I hope that we'll be able to reach some compromise, and the date for the exams were suspended. The date will be announced soon thereafter. Thank you.
Thank you very much, IPPNIA, for that clarification. And that's why it's always good to have some of you in our midst so that you can properly direct us. We appreciate that. Thank you, sir. Roger, are you ready? Okay, wait. No, we have not. No, before that. Hold on. So, any other matter from the minutes to be discussed? If there are none, can members present at the last AGM move the motion for the adoption of this minute of meeting so we can go to the Treasurer's report? I understand voting has commenced online. Please let's connect and do the needful. Acted Edmond Irondi, I recognize you, sir. You are welcome. Former member of ESCO, Library and Publication, Abuja chapter, right? Thank you so very much. God bless you, sir. Thank you for joining us. Please also remember to register is online attendance, because at the last AGM, that hall was a 350-seater hall, and that was the exact number we prepared for. But on the attendance today, we only have 133 or 35 in attendance. That space was packed full. So, and it's been said that some of us don't register, maybe network glitches and all of that. If you're having that challenge, you can please just document your attendance so that it can be properly captured. Thank you. Motion for adoption, please. No, who is seconding it? Need a seconder. No, please arise and, for motion for adoption of this minute. By 2 people? Okay, so. No, no need. Okay. Oh, sorry, maybe the stress of the BGM is telling on me. Pardon me. Okay, so Treasurer, let's have your report.
Good afternoon, everyone. I present the Treasurer's report for the Abuja chapter of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, presented at the Biennal General Meeting, holding at the Yar'Adua Center, Abuja, on Saturday, 10th August 2024. This report covers the second year period of the executive from July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024 as the financial year. My name is Akide Juliana Anyao. I'll just try and summarize. We all have the reports in emails, phones, so you can tag along, please. Report on treasury activities for the period of July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024, presented at the NIAABC holding on 10th of August, 2024. Preamble, this report comes after the chapter AGM held on the 22nd of July, 2023, which financial year ended on June 30, 2023. It is a summary of treasury activities of the chapter in the new financial year, which starts from July 1, 2023 to June 30, 2024. This particular report has been prepared in 4 parts, in line with the bank statements as presented. Part 1 is for the period July 1, 2023 to December 31st, 2023. Opening balance in the bank as at July 1st, 2023. 2,105,022 naira 70 kobo, and the closing balance as at 31st December 2023 was 4,653,943 naira 80 kobo. So we have the income as received listed there. I'll save us all that stress since we are all going through it at the same time. So the summary, I go to the summary for that same period. Oh, sorry. Sorry. Okay. Okay. Okay, sorry. Okay, thank you. We're on page 6 now. Financial summary for the period July 1st, 2023 to December 12th, 2020 to December 31st. Balance brought forward in the bank as at that date, 2,105,022 naira 70 kobo. Total income within the period, 20,763,500 naira 8 kobo. Expenditure during the period, 18,125,129 naira 70 kobo. Bank charges added to the expenditure within the period, 26,449 naira 28 kobo. So total outflow within the period, 18,151,588 naira 98 kobo, 578 naira 98 kobo. So summing up all and to get our balance for the period, income, total income, 22,808,522 naira 78 kobo. Total expenditure subtracted from the balance, 18,151,578 naira 98 kobo. So it leaves us with a balance of 4,656,943 naira 80 kobo for the period 1/7/2023 to 31/12/2023. So that was the first part. The second part takes us from the period January 1st, 2024 to February 29th, 2024. We started with an opening balance of 4,656,946 naira 80 kobo and had a closing balance of 4,312,486 naira 33 kobo. And with the income and expenditures, listed there. So we'll go to the summary for the financial period of January 1, 2024 to February 29, 2024. Opening balance 4,656,943 naira 80 kobo. Total income received within the period was 2,200,500 naira. Total income with balance brought forward 6,857,443 naira 80 kobo. Then we have the expenditure for that period as 2,539,955 naira, with the bank charges within the same period as 5,002 naira 47 kobo, giving us a total outflow of 2,544,957 naira 47 kobo. So when we have our income and expenditure subtracted, we have a balance of 4,312,486 naira 33 kobo for the period January and February 2024. Then the third part, we opened with a balance of 4,312,486 naira 33 kobo and closed with a balance of 2,858,695 naira 85 kobo for the period 1st March 2024 to 16th May 2024. So going to the summary, with all the expenditures and income listed, we have a summary of total income for the period. We have 8,536,001 kobo, with a balance brought forward. We have a total of 12,848,486 naira 34 kobo. Expenditure for the same period, we have 9,975,201 naira, with the bank charges as 14,589 naira 49 kobo. So the total outflow within the period, we have 9,989,790 naira 49 kobo. So with the total income and expenditure subtracted, we are left with a balance of 2,858,695 naira 85 kobo for the period March 1, 2024 to May 15, 2024. And the fourth part, we open with a balance of 30th of June 2024. So this fourth part of the account is coming from is actually 16th of May, although there was nothing on the 16th. So it's actually from 16th of May 2024 to 30th of June 2024. So we have the summary as total income 13,313,695 naira 85 kobo. Expenditure within the period was 9,189,750 naira, with the bank charges as 12,257 naira 69 kobo. So total outflow summed up as 7,202,007 naira 69 kobo. Income as 13,313,695 naira 85 kobo. And the expenditure, we are left with a balance of 6,111,688 naira 16 kobo. We now have for the period a summary, total summary of the period from July 1, 2023 to June 30th, 2024. That is the financial year of the chapter. We have an opening balance of 2,105,022 naira 70 kobo. Total income within the period was 41,895,000 naira. So total inflow at that period was 44,022 naira 79 kobo. Expenditure within the period 37,830,035 naira 70 kobo. With the bank charges, we have 58,298 naira 93 kobo. Total outflow is given as 37,888,334 naira 63 kobo. So with the income and expenditure subtracted, we have a balance as at June 30th, 2024. We had a balance of 6,111,688 naira 16 kobo. So as at that date, this is the summary of our report, financial status. Thank you.
Thank you so very much, our very dear chapter treasurer. And I've said you are going to the World Bank. Thank you for that detailed report. We appreciate you. Very clear and explicit. And it gladdens our heart also to know that we have moved from the realm of 2 million to 20 million to 40 million. So I'm hoping that by the next AGM, we'll be in the realms of 400 billion. And all of that. Thank you. Any comments? Just to also note, because I mean, while she was reading that report, I saw some names, some firms, and even some names, it's members of ESCO, because usually it's the chapter members who appreciate sponsors, partners, but this ESCO is unique, and that's the truth. What the subcommittee social under welfare came up with, that the maximum we can give from the chapter pause to our members, if they are challenged, if you have something they are celebrating, is 50,000. And that is if we are officially informed. So most often than not, these ESCO members will usually make it up. A round of applause for them, please. Not once, not twice. They've done it once and again. And it's really very unique. They pay for their transportation even when they have to travel for chapter activities and all of that. I appreciate you. We appreciate you because we're always disturbing you. Thank you. Do you have any comments on the Treasurer's reports we can state? Okay. Also to note that the auditor's report, I understand, is not available now, but by the... yes, the report is here, but he's not here to present it. So we need to invite him for the next general meeting, chapter general meeting, to do this. We don't want EFCC to be after, more so that our pause is getting fatter and bigger. We must be accountable. So questions? Actor Sajudin, you have the floor.
Good afternoon once again. It is not a question, it's just an observation. On page 9, there's number 6 on the summary of income for the period March 1, 2024 to May 16, 2024. Under number 6, it is written as loan for Agatha Irabo. I think it should be from, if I'm correct. Loan from. So that we get it clear. Thank you.
Thank you very much for that observation, and that's exactly what I was even mentioning. Okay, so usually when we have any event to do outside of our, chapter general meeting, the money in the purse will not be adequate. But of course, we'll always reach out to chapter members, firms, and you've always supported us. None of our events has failed. We must give it to you. A round of applause for chapter member, please. We've enjoyed tremendous support from you, and I must stress it, and I can't stress it enough. Okay, so while we were even planning for this NI at 40, we had a very fat pause, let me say, not lean. But by the wisdom of the chair LOC, like I said, some members had to put down some money, ESCO members, to even start with, to secure this space so that we don't have a problem with the change in date issue that we had. And some members, of course, we can't stress people. Some members said, no, we can't put down this kind of money. I mean, when I say I mean ESCO members now within us, that we can actually loan the chapter. And when we have the money, you can refund us. We were reluctant, but we needed the money because we know some of them is money for school fees. And we said, okay, just loan us. School fees will not come until September. By then, hopefully, we'll be able to refund. But while we were at that, when this planning was on, some actually said that loan no longer to be loan again. We're giving it to the chapter. People like members like architect Emeka Carter. Where are you, sir? Oh. The loan was seeded to make sure we have a very successful NIAABC at 40. And that's what this ESCO is known for. So maybe, who knows, maybe those loans that have been stated may also be ceded to the chapter at the end of the day. More money, more projects, more blessing. Thank you. Any other observation from Treasurer's report? Oh, you see, I said it even before he came in, that this protocol, but they are friends, and I know they won't take offense. Okay, so while we're at the Treasurer's report, our first Vice President, Architect Sani Salawa FNIA, came in. Our own Mr. Constance. He didn't have to travel by air. He lives here with us. Thank you for coming, sir. And of course, his beautiful wife. My dear sister, you are welcome, ma. Thank you for the support, always. Okay. So, having said that, okay, another comment on the Treasurer's report. Oh, Architect Muradeke Okunrinboye, FNIA, former Honorary General Secretary of the Institute. We recognize you, ma'am, and we welcome you. Thank you for being there for us always. Your support is always most appreciated and is comforting. Thank you. Architect Moses Aja, FNIA. You have the floor, sir.
My chairman, thank you very much for the progress that the chapter is making under your able leadership. Thank you also very much, the treasurer, for the detailed submission you've made. I would have preferred that since we have a year cycle, that the report should be such that it runs in a similar manner. To break it to quarters was not really that very necessary for us. For your ESCO interfaces, yes, quarterly presentations are essential. But at annual general meeting like this, it becomes necessary that it is from the beginning of the accounting year to the ending of the accounting year. That is one. The second point I would want to draw our attention to is that the issue of the audit looks a bit odd if it is not presented at this general meeting. It would require an extraordinary general meeting to present it, and not any chapter general meeting per se, because the annual general meeting carries different weight from a normal, whether monthly, bi-monthly, or otherwise chapter general meeting, just that we may be properly guided. Finally, to note that it is impressive to see that our figures are heading to 50 million per annum. But it's also a bit worrisome that we need to see how these figures, as good as they are looking, are also considering two areas of concern. Number one, 44 million entered, 37 million exited. How much was recurrent expenditure? How much went to capital expenditure? How much or what went to investment? If known, there is need for the ESCO to take a further look at this, so that no matter what, we cannot be the leaders in the built environment and we are not thinking beyond the immediacies of the efforts of those of you who are leading us and getting us going. The other one will be that it will be helpful as much as possible to consider that even if we do not have investments, then we should find a way to have funds that we can leverage on, so that we don't need to be saying we borrowed money from a colleague. At our level as an institute, it must be something really, really something else and big for us to be talking about such at the level you have brought the chapter to. The other bit of it is to say thank you.
Thank you very much, Architect Moses Aja. Your points are well noted. I will respond to them under my presentation. Thank you, so that we don't waste time. Which one? The treasurer's report. Okay. So we need to respond so it can be adopted. Okay. Okay, I'll start from your last query or observation. That we have 44 million inflow, and we spent about 37 million, and that such should not happen, except we have very serious issues to attend to.
That there is need to consider that our expenditures should not just be recurrent expenditures only. I'm not saying such should not happen. With all you did, no, now, that's not what I'm saying, please.
Okay, thank you, sir. Investment, yes, we're working on that. And like I remarked in my opening speech, I don't know whether you were around when that was done, and severally remarked in my several speeches during the anniversary that we now have a letter of acknowledgement from Aegis that has been submitted to the Department of Mass Housing, hoping that very soon we're going to have our own land. Also recall that we already have 100 members that are subscribed to the chapter cooperative, and all that we have to do under that scheme. This is the investment portfolio we're looking at, and we're really hoping that this will be fruitful in this tenure. So we're working hard on it. We are not, we are professionals. We're not, we are very much aware of that. And this ESCO is also looking in that direction. But we can't be talking of investment yet when we can't even meet our basic needs. When we only have 3% of our members that are financial, as at the last AGM. Luckily, it moved from 3% to 7% at this AGM. If all members pay their dues, fellows pay 15,000 naira. It took us 4 years, if not 8 years, under the leadership of NIAABC, even before him. We've been discussing that fee should move from 2,500 naira to 5,000. And when Nina came, 4 years, we resisted it. That you can't just move. I mean, in this economy, we need to give value before you ask for value. So we escaped that. But last AGM, we couldn't escape that, and that increase was accepted by the floor based on the economic situation then. And thank God we did. Even as at that, fellows now pay 15,000, members pay 10,000, maybe students 5,000, and only 7% are, financial. Madam President, you are welcome, ma'am. Our 30th president, the Pearl President, beautiful architect, Mrs. Mobolaji Adeniyi. You are welcome, ma. Hope you've been refreshed, and hope we have not stressed you as a chapter. Thank you very much for all you have done for us. We appreciate you. God bless you, ma. Okay, so even with fellows paying 15,000 naira, if every member paid their due, you are owing us 24 million. You will see it in my report, 24 million. We have 24 million if every member is faithful and they pay, their dues. But we only have 7%. I mean, well, when we were discussing it at the ESCO level, I said we should thank God. Last year it was 3%. Now it's 7%. So we have 5% increase. We should really thank me, but it's not good enough. We can't do anything. We can't run our chapter with such attitude. And like Madam President did say in one of our interactions during this celebration, she said, those of you in AIA, those of you that are members of PMI, how much do you pay? I smile because I can't, I dare not mention it. Because they are in hundreds of dollars. If you're a member of AIA, if you're a member of Project Management Institute. It's not so, and you can't just compare that with 15,000 that we pay. So I just smiled because I know she has a point. So we need to change our attitude in our commitment, financial commitments to the chapter. Okay, I think that answers your question, Architect Moses. Okay, Architect Okunriboye has a contribution or a comment or a question. Let's give her the mic, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much, my chair. I just want to put out an idea, and this is because in my so many years of being in NIA, whether at the chapter level or the national level, dues have never been able to sort us out. So perhaps the time has come for us to rethink how we actually finance the chapter. There's so many things that were presented to us in this last 2 years, in this tenure, and I'm thinking that perhaps it's time for us to think about converting all of those opportunities that have been presented to us as opportunities for us to give service, so that remunerations from this service will then fund the chapter. You understand? I hope you understand what I'm talking about. So instead of thinking of collecting dues from members, some members, it is not because they don't want to pay for the dues or pay the dues, it is because they've forgotten. I didn't remember to pay dues until I needed to register for this event, for instance. But then if we begin to engage, all the people that are around us, we had a number of sponsors, for instance, for this program. What kind of things can we do with them for the public that can earn us, some funds that can help us to run the chapter, and so on and so forth. I'm sure in the course of the coming years, other things will come. So perhaps it's time for us to begin to think like that, rather than waiting on dues. If dues are paid, well, fine, that's an extra thing. But if they are not paid, then there must be something else that is paying, the chapter, so that we can run. Thank you.
Access Yar'Adua, you have the floor, sir. Thank you.
I just want to find out whether we can have a possibility of paying our dues instrumentally. For instance, if I don't have 15,000 to pay, if I have 5,000, can I drop it at the beginning of the year? Maybe by the middle of the year or first quarter, I drop. Before I do it, I might have finished paying my 15,000. No, I'm saying this because of other people.
Okay, I understand. I didn't want to mention figures before when I referred to AIA and PMI. But members of those associations pay as high as 300,000, correct me if I'm wrong, dollars and more, sir. So if you are paying 15,000 instrumentally as architects, then we need to go back to business school and really be very aggressive with this, what Kim told us about more money, more members, and one other thing that she's pursuing. So we need to make more money, because by the time we pay 15,000 instrumentally, that means we're going back to the days of 5,000 where we moved from last year. I don't know if it's a good idea. The floor is open, but it's also going to be cumbersome, because they're going to be wasting a lot of energy collecting 15,000 naira. 15,000, I mean, at fellows level. I'm not talking about members. We're not even talking about students. I don't know how good that idea is, but the floor is open for us to discuss it. Then for Architect Moradeke Okunrimboye's comments, we're not relying on chapters dues only to run the chapter, but just a sense of commitment and responsibility that you're a financial member. And that's where commitment starts from. Because where your treasure is, there your heart will be. And it's been discovered that most of us, not all, it's not that we don't have this 15,000. We are not just so committed because there are no penalties. For instance, in AIA, if this year we have 100 members, financial, by the next cycle, if only 50 members make payments, those are 50 members of AIA, Sub-Saharan Africa, and that's how it runs. If by the following year, it moves to 75, so you have 75 members. So you don't just have members on the register, you have financial members. And that's how I think those systems has been able to stand the test of time. And they can have hundreds of thousands of members, and they can celebrate 100 years of the association, and they are still growing. I think it's just a tune-up issue that we need to work on, and just be responsible and be committed and do what we just need to do. In my opinion, I might be wrong. Dr. Taju. Actor Ida, you have the floor. Actor Ida is one of the very strong supporter of the chapter. There's no time we are, in fact, sometimes I feel I'm disturbing him, but he has no choice. We have to cover some of them. And it's because of us that God has placed them where they are. I hope it won't have donor fatigue over time. But it's somebody that, when we call on him, he has not told us no. And I'm hoping we won't get to that point where he will tell us, I know he won't do that. More money, more projects, more blessing. You have the floor, sir. A round of applause for me. I think you will clap.
Thank you. Thank you very much. Ida is my name. All protocols observed. I want to suggest, or rather, I will contribute to the fact that irrespective of how much money that NIA makes, it cannot write off the dues of members. Every member is supposed to be levied that annual dues as a requirement for your membership. So no matter how much money we make, we must collect that dues. I would suggest that maybe the finance people can also have another approach, because most of the time, if there was a week that I was attempting to, update my financial records on the platform, and the network was down for, maybe because of where I was, it was down for a number of days. And then by the time I left, I now just forgot, to pay it until something came up about this 40th anniversary. Then I said, I must register and also now make payment. In those days, I know that was a manual way of collection. In those days, anywhere that NIA is meeting, anywhere they have an event, there is always a table that would direct people, please, you can come and update your payment if you have not paid for this year. Then maybe the people that keep records can be able to reconcile their records later and possibly enter it into the platform or update the financial record of members. Because it's always very disappointing if you have less than 7% of people paying their membership fee. So maybe we'll have to adopt another method of collecting fees alongside payment on the platform. I'm not saying the other one should be forfeited. But let us adopt that to see whether there will be improvement. Thank you.
Thank you very much, sir, for that observation. I understand Yar'Adua Center will close down by 5. So whatever we are doing, our dancing, our eating, we need to begin to wrap up. So we'll just take one more comment on the Treasurer's report, and we'll move to the next report so we can run quickly. Actor wishes, sir. Thank you very much, sir, for your observation. Is noted that we should be more aggressive. Madam Treasurer, when it comes to the issue of money, you can't be too nice. You need to be aggressive so that you can collect your money. Thank you.
My name remains Architect Uchendo. I am Wogu. Regarding the auditor, the Treasurer's report, I think we are discussing it, but I never heard us adopt it. I don't know if anybody moved. Because that's standard procedure. We ought to have adopted it by a motion, which will be seconded before we start any discussion. Having said so, I think we need to be more creative about how we deploy our resources. Yes, membership dues may appear small, but it is the only way we can measure commitment. And I want to appeal to our president, who has graced our meeting today. Let's see how the national body can help chapters, because a lot of people who don't pay chapter dues are financially up to date at national. You know, they pay their dues up there, but when it comes to chapter dues, they are very, very reluctant. So I want to suggest, by way of a suggestion, that national may need to give us some kind of guide or what steps we can take so that we can route national dues through chapters. Because if you don't pay chapter dues, why would you be allowed in national? Why should you even be given a space to speak? And so I want to suggest that to national. Anyhow it can be done, even administratively, because we mustn't wait for a constitutional amendment. We can take certain administrative steps to help us move and catch up with the times. Then, by way of investment, just as we were successful in setting up the cooperative, I want to suggest that the chapter should exploit the opportunities there are in Abuja to see whatever business we can start with very little money. You don't need to have 100 billion for you to start a small service-oriented venture that will bring us daily income. Because it is that 5 naira, 10 naira, 200 naira, 500 naira per hour that builds up to a huge turnover in a month, in a year, and we can begin to make our money work for us. And so that is my little bit.
Thank you. A round of applause for Aksetushe. Your points are well noted, sir, and we'll do justice to it. Okay, so we'll move to the
My chair and distinguished members, that's the second call for point of order. So let me just make it right. I commend the Secretariat and the EXCO for a well-detailed financial report. I move for the motion to adopt the report as presented for discussion. Thank you.
Who is seconding, please?
I so second, Moses Aja.
Thank you very much. First Vice President and Architect Moses Aja. Actor Ilade.
My son, while he was at Federal University of Petroleum Resources, EFRUN in Delta, I got to know that while registering annually in the school, the Society of Engineers mandated or incorporated in their registration that they pay the associational dues. So that may also help us if we collaborate with schools of architecture within our vicinity, especially with University of Abuja just coming up. If we quickly get it entrenched into their system, with the private universities we may not have challenge, but if we quickly get it entrenched, parents will be in the knowledge. By the time you are paying for your child's school fees, in fact, their own went into cultural association registration. He had to pay for Oyo State Yoruba Union Association there, even though he's not been to Oyo State, but he had to pay for that, pay for the Society of Engineers registration. That may also help us. Thank you. And the reason why I brought in the issue of instrumental payment is not because of me. I just thought of it that a student may have, maybe he wants to pay. If his payment is 2,500, he may not have the 2,500 at a go. But maybe when he remembers, he can say, let me just pay this 1,000. Next time I'll update it. But if we can take this second option of making it part of the registration, we may get our money easily.
Thank you very much, Architect Oye. That might even make them to cultivate the habits of, paying dues, even when they now become, professionals, since they are starting from school. It's something we can look at, really. Thank you, sir. Okay, so the election is on, and the electoral committee will want to give us some information. Actor Kao Mohammed.
Thank you very much. Kao Mohammed is the name. I'm representing the electoral committee. Our chair is not around, so she has given us the mandate to deliver the assignment of the committee. So just for information, everyone who is eligible to vote can check his email. An email has been sent to each and every person that is supposed to vote, and then you can begin to vote. The voting started by 2 p.m. and it's going to end by 4 p.m. And afterwards, we're going to make the announcements for the winners. So thank you very much. You can all check your emails and begin to vote, please. Thank you.
Thank you very much. Well noted. So we'll move to the next point on the agenda, which is the Executive Report 2022 to 2024. And we run quickly. Studio. Okay. Opening. ESCO members, as presented. Okay. Our 8 past chapter chairs are celebrated last night. Last AGM at the NAF Conference Center. Thank God for bringing us here again. Okay, our first outing as ESCO after the AGM, which, we are the International Housing Show. It's an housing exhibition that the chapter participates in every year. Okay, though we couldn't do that of this year because of our NIAABC Abuja chapter at 40 celebration. But last year we were there. We usually have a booth and let participants know the value of architecture and the protection, how we add value to their projects, how we save them money and make them happy. That has been the campaign. And I think we are getting results. Can only get better. Okay, so next was our engagement at the Base University, where we gave 3 laptops to the 3 best students with the best GPA. And this was done in conjunction with architects Babajide Olajide, former chair, Student Affairs Committee. Chizomde Akara, she still won the Best Young Architect Award last night, even in absentia. So we also did same at the NIAABC University. 3 best students were given laptops. I think that was also extended to Futmina when he was on that trip, Architect Jude. Chapter ESCO and members, available members, will also always participate at Best University Archi Week, and sometimes with all professionals to the growth and development of these younger ones. Whatever we want to see in them must be modeled. And anytime they call on us, no matter what we are doing, there will also be a rep or two to be part of that engagement. And let me even thank members who had been doing this on our behalf. When we are busy as ESCO, we have other engagements, we usually put people from the Student Affairs Committee, admissions, education, sometimes our S officials, and they're always standing for us. Also our mentors, they're always there to represent us when duty call. Okay, this is the kickoff of the mentorship program with Base University on the 24th of January this year, and it's been engaging. In fact, some of our mentors have even received award from the school based on this. This was Attribute Exposition 2023. The chapter is committed to this, and we always make sure we get a booth and participate as much as we can. And it's also been very enriching. The next one is coming up next month. Please, let's all plan to be there. In fact, Abuja chapter, we have been accused, and it's not a lie, that we don't come on time or we don't participate, not as ESCO now, but as members, especially for the opening ceremony, that they don't see us. And I've also responded on your behalf that you guys are very busy making money, and you are very timely people. When the meeting is called for 10, your 10 is 10. That because you live in Abuja, you just stroll in, and when the event is not starting, you stroll out quickly to go and pick children, or you go and make money, and you don't come back. That those that are coming from Lagos and Oyo cannot do that, so they are fixed, they will stay. So please, let's work on that. Madam President is here, and I'm saying it. Don't disappoint us, and don't disappoint her. Let us start from everyone that is in this AGM. September is Attribute. Let's all make sure we are there. Is that a commitment? Thank you. So the yes, the yay have it. Okay, so part of our team building activity, we always do this, and it's something that's important in project delivery. Here we have the Odiges family, celebrated the arrival of their joy baby, Eselhe, and the chapter was there with them to celebrate. And just last week, she turned 1, and we are very guilty. Because of the preparation of the 40th anniversary, I'm not sure any one of us were that, we were there. Okay, you didn't tell us, so thank God. So, you see what I've been saying about this chapter. Members, some of ESCO members are even there. Because I was going to think we're going to repeat that, and oh, great. Thank you, Chair, LOC, and Nicholas for, being our face at that celebration. Okay. Next is Architect Karaye, one of our mentors at Base University, doing what he likes, to do best. That's one of the final jury. 400 level, yes. August last year. One of our CPD, we had the Director General of the Bureau, Public Procurement, with us. He couldn't make the last AGM. It was supposed to be a keynote speaker. He couldn't make it. So the next chapter CGM after that, he did, fulfill his promise. And he was part of that AGM. And we had a very good time on procurement and the need for architects to be part of that process. Another team building activity, here, one of our ESCO members, Church Secretary, Ochudo Ai, the father passed on, and some of ESCO members were at Benue State to be part of that homegoing ceremony to support her. We always encourage us to do this, and we've been doing this, and it has helped in building us as a team, as one family. Okay, the mentorship program has not been restricted to the university alone. Now we go to secondary schools. We want to catch them young. And here you see one of our ex-official members, Architect Benga Oshineye, Architect John Oshogu, Chair Subcommittee Education, at 2 of those outreaches last year. Another building collapse. We've had about 8 of these in this tenure recorded. And the subcommittee chair practice architect Agatha Irabo will always be there. This was the one that we called at Gariki with the vice chair and some members of development control. Since we are on building collapse, at the last ESCO meeting, the council has charged all state chapters that we should have a building collapse committee, and we should bring a record of all the collapses that have been recorded in the chapter. I think this will be aggregated at national level, and something serious will be done to engage government and find a lasting solution, hopefully, to this menace in our industry. Okay, so our engagement with other professional bodies, and that is why most of them were able to be part of our 40th anniversary celebration. Because when they call, we also attend theirs as much as possible. Here, Actor John represented us in one of their CPD program. That's for the NIAABC, that's Nigerian Institution of Estate Surveyors and Valuers, and he delivered the chapter's goodwill message at that event. Our CGM 8.0 and CPD 7.0, this held at Ibanio in Yar'Adua. They are one of our sponsors, and one of the things that this ESCO, in fact, this started from the previous ESCO. Before now, we usually meet in one office space, and we thought we should be creative and move it around, and really be very exciting. So we moved from one sponsor's showroom or space to another. Where we don't have showrooms, sponsors will take us to hotel, pay for the hotel, get us refreshments, and we're able to host our meetings there. And we are grateful to them. This was last November. Another engagement with professional bodies. Here I was invited to make a presentation on cement and concrete production, environmental hazards and control at the Association of Professional Women Builders National Conference last year. And the president was here with us, I think, for the 2 days of our celebration. And this is helping to bridge the gap and the strive among professional bodies. Friendship has been cordial, and we are having a good time with them as much as possible. Fellowship induction. This was an issue last year, but at the end of the day, most of our members that were presented were eventually, invited to the College of Fellow. At the investiture here, we celebrated them to the point that when the next one was called for, we didn't even really get any member to apply. We only had 3 that we, because of the age limit also, it was pegged at 60. And members have queried that, and we have explained to them that the focus for that batch is for 60 years and above. That I'm sure subsequently, other eligible members will be considered in the subsequent investiture. And here we have the investiture of our 38th president, third president, Acting Bolaji Adeniyi, and the chapter congratulated her last November when she became the second female president of the institute. That's a picture up there. Down was the tour that the LOC engaged members during that BGM, yes, BGM. This was at AFP, Julius Baja Yard, the interior section of Julius Baja Group. We took members around the factory. It was an interesting tour. But by the time we came back, there was no food. As interesting as that tour was. Next is the Base University Final Design Jury, 2023. Members will always be there to support the school and support the students. Okay, this is our engagement with other state chapters. This is very important to us. We try to build relationship, and we can't be everywhere at every time. We're really touched by this good gesture from the chapter chair and ESCO of Abia State chapter when one of us passed on to glory, our very dear architect, Chikwe Obioma. And we had to reach out to Abia State chapter to please represent us at that event. And they did. They traveled to the very village and made sure they saw the wife and the children, the family, and they delivered our message. Because it came from that state, but is a member of that chapter, of Abuja chapter. And we had to collaborate with them to do that. We're really very grateful to Architect Anaga. Because it was even December, but they made it, and we are really very grateful to them. And this has helped relationship between the chapter, Abuja chapter, and other state chapters. Okay, end of year activities. We had a golf kitty. Okay, so one of the focus area of this tenure is welfare of our members. And part of it, we are also focusing on their health. We're encouraging them to be involved in physical activities, so that they can keep healthy. Because if you make all the money and you are not healthy, it can be very disastrous. This morning, I had to go to the hospital, even before this AGM, to be sure I'm fine. Because I'm not sure I'm okay. But luckily, the check was fine, and I can still come for this AGM. So please, let's do that. Let's know our numbers. When you are tired, please just go and rest. And I was telling the doctor this morning, I said, are you sure I'm okay? Because I'm not feeling okay. He said, Madam, you are okay. Let me go and do test. I said, no, there's no test. This vitals doesn't suggest any test. I said, okay, fine. I hope I'm not pregnant. I was telling the ESCOs jokingly. And somebody was looking at me as if, I said, anything can happen. You just need to be sure. Okay, so to be sure my husband is not guilty for that. And he's been confirmed free. So please, we engage in golf tournaments. So this was the golf kitty at Parkland Golf last December. It's part of our end of year activities. Members participated, and we appreciate them. We're going to be calling on you again this December. Please, let's do it. Let's keep fit. Let's keep healthy. The world now is very volatile. Stress is too much. It's uncertain, complex, and very ambiguous. We just have to be nice to ourselves and take it easy on ourselves. You might just be killing somebody without knowing. Let's be kind and be nice to ourselves. So please engage in physical activities, exercise, check your numbers, go to the hospital, and be sure you are fine. Let the doctor tell you that. Of course, we have our agbo that we also use when we are not sure. Ginger, garlic, can put it here, and it was a saving grace yesterday, and I've been carrying it since that time. Yes, it's ginger, garlic, lemon, and lime. Put hot water, put it in a flask, and take a lot of water. It helps. That's what? Is what? Dosage. It doesn't have any dosage. Just take it and you have life. Nicola saved me yesterday. So I got that from her. I just got paid. And today I brought my own, yeah. So this is the novelty match between female architects. I'm always very proud to say this. Female architects of Nigeria and their male counterparts. And I don't know what has been happening. The ladies, sorry, sir, not say better. The ladies have been winning. I'm hoping the males, the guys will change the narrative in our next outing. I just do hope. But this was it. Last December, it ended in 2-1. And we are really very happy. And we are warming up again for the next round. Okay, part of those activities was also a visit to the orphanage. End of year. It's not, also end of year, we party. Yes, party is good. It's good to dance. It's good exercise. But it's also good to remember the less privileged. And the chapter did this. And the two homes were so happy. In fact, we didn't even know there's an architect in one of the homes. She called Rekiat and said, I'm an architect. This is the first time. That's what she told me, in her words, that the architects are doing this. And because of this, I will become a full member. I'll be participating in words. That's from Allah. The testimony from Bethel Home. Someone called and said, there's one handsome boy there, less than one. I would like to adopt him. I hope that has been done. So it's something good to do. Let's continue to. And I want to appreciate every member, chapter member that brought us rice, clothing. We had 2 buses we took. Also, we want to thank Federal Ministry of Housing and FCDA. They gave us those 2 buses, paid the driver, and fed those buses for us. Actor Enya Agata, Actor Moses Aja, we can't thank you enough. God bless you. Okay, end of year party. Some of our sponsors will always invite us and we'll usually join them. It helps to build relationship, and we have enjoyed that. Up there is ProBlind. They were there throughout they didn't only support us financially, they were physically present all through the 40th anniversary celebration. We appreciate them. Development Control Authority, Development Control Authority will always invite us, just like FCDA, for the end of year party. And we try as much as possible to be represented. It helps build relationship. Vice Chapter Chair, Aksaya saying, represented us at the Interior Design Association of Nigeria Industry Day Hangouts. So we've been telling them, interior designers, there's no competition. We are one and the same. We need each other. So you are part of us. And now, that relationship has been good. They invite us for their program, and they attend us also. Okay, so this is another magic. The movie. That was the first time we were having it last year, and it did the magic. Some of us, oh my God, I didn't know Actor Agatha's husband is that handsome until yesterday. Yes. Yeah. I thought he's one of our sponsors. I saw one handsome, tall gentleman, and he said, meet my husband. I said, Jew, where have you been? So please, let's bring our spouses, like Madam President will always say. When you come for this, it's not AGM, it's dinner. Please bring if you have not done anything wrong, please bring your spouses. Let's know your wife. Let's know your husband. So that, okay. So we met a lot of this was fantastic. First movie night at Jabi Lake Mall. We met wives, husbands, children. Some of them are even architects now. I have some friends that as young as 4 years, they introduced themselves as architects. 4 years, I said, really? So, I'm sure we are going to repeat this. It was a very nice engagement at the Jabi Lake Mall. We had a nice time. Okay, one of us, acted, Nikeba Mishaye, became the centenary district chair of Inner Wheels Club. Chapter was there to celebrate her, and to facilitate with her. That we always do. And it helps, keeps us close as a family. Former Vice Chancellor, Bingham University, Professor ENQUIRIES, invited us for his valedictory dinner. We always try to be there for them, and they will always be there for us too. You saw him during the 40th anniversary celebration. He even, yes. So we were there. This is one of our sponsors also. We always go for their training. They invite us for their training. Winter Place, they are into HVAC system and equipment. We were part of that training, and they do it, I think, every other month, and they always invite members. If your email address is with them, you always get that mail from them, and you'll be invited for that training if you are interested. Yeah. Okay, here I was privileged to represent Madam President. It fell on a council meeting that happened in Lagos. So I was privileged to represent Madam President at this occasion. It's United Nations International Office on Immigration, UN, Home After Crisis Award. It's a design competition for young architects. And NIA was invited. I was represent Madam President there, presented award to some of the winners. It was, I think, initiative between Yobe State Government, Adamawa State Government, and Borno State Government. The Borno State Governor was there to stand in for the other state governors. It was a nice event, and I think it's something we should do. I think some of members of the NIA at national level were part of the jury, so it gave NIA a lot of visibility. And there, Tokwe Akin, Shiku, and Abubakar were the winner of that, overall winner of that competition from Imagine. The kickoff meeting I talked about earlier, there we paid a courtesy call to the Vice Chancellor of Base University, Dr. Rislan. And it was from that engagement, he became one of the guest speakers for one of our CPDs on metaverse and artificial intelligence. Okay, some of our mentors in the studio at Base University checking the works of their mentees. We appreciate them. Okay, one of our visits to one of our past chapter Kolo, and you could see most of them or all of them represented at the dinner yesterday. ESCO will always visit them. And let me appreciate Architect Eyi Benebo. I mentioned this yesterday before they came in my address. Because of that, your speech at the Founders Day celebration last year, yeah, that all state chapter chairs should go look for their founding fathers. So we needed to do that because we needed that, and it has been fruitful, and they are very happy. We have good relationship with them now, and we are both enjoying that relationship. Yeah, Madam President, under the United Agenda, is doing a very fantastic job. I mean, sometimes I even think she now lives in Abuja, because you see her, and if I don't, the next, she's in but luckily, we said, no, let's do it, this is special. And she was, warmly welcomed with the AIA president, my two Madam Presidents. We appreciate them. So these are courtesy call that she will always invite us to chapter chair to be part of that call, to be part of the United Agenda, so that we know what she's working on and we can be carried along. So these are calls to some of those ministries. One of them, I think this was Ministry of Mines and State Development. The next is, I think, Ministry of Communication, down. This is Ministry of Environment, part of the one I've been able to attend, apart from the many. that she's been. Even during this BGM, she still attended one, but we couldn't follow her because we had to be here. Okay, so CPD 9.0, very nice meeting. AI, at that meeting, we were convinced that AI will not replace architects or our profession. It can only enhance it. You should embrace change. You should not be afraid of change. And it's just the way to go. And we just have to do that. And we also have that as a panel session during the BGM for those of us that are there. Okay, another CPD and meeting, chapter meeting at FCDA. We appreciate members that made it. Another visit to one of the past chapter chairs, architect Usman Ichiaku. ESCO will always be there. And we don't go empty-handed. There's always something small and we can't even appreciate them enough. So just to say thank you for all that you have done. This is the visit to the Iotes family. QS Mercy Iote, former president NIQS. She was there yesterday to receive the award on her husband's behalf. Yeah. Okay, International Women's Day. So we always celebrate that. And those were our publicity and advocacy celebration for that day. I hope Studio is following me because what I'm saying is not there. Next, please. Female Architects of Nigeria organized a webinar. Glad to be part of that program, and the chapter's goodwill message was delivered at that program. Madam President was there, also the second vice president. And our own Oshidu Ayi was the moderator. This is the visit to the Damusas. We didn't even know that they were the owners, or that late actor Damusa was the owner of Constraints Group. It was at that visit that revelation was made. We're like, oh, so architect has been behind, the brain behind this outfit, real estate development, because we're actually concerned and we're passionately looking out for those where we have architects in operation. So, and they gave us the information that we have only 2 architects that are into the real estate sector for now, or business. So we encourage members, like we discussed at the CEO roundtable, please let's diversify and let's take, that space belongs to us, let's take advantage of it. We're losing most of our young professionals to that space, and we're pretending as if nothing is happening there. When they come into the traditional office now, I tell them I can only pay you 150, 200. They said no. How do I pay? Actually in Abuja, how do I get married? How can I plan? They are not even, they are not as patient as we are, our generation, thankfully. So they just go out there, real estate, and they pay them high, and they just take up the job. So let's be business-minded. So the Damusas, they're also around yesterday to, collect the award on behalf of late actor Dan Musa, one of our past chapter chairs. Okay, Yar'Adua University, training at Itachi, condolence visit to the Aduku's family when our very well-revered BOT chair, actor Yakubu Gabriel Aduku, passed on. And of course, Madam President was in Abuja. We're also part of the service of song in Abuja, and members of our chapter, and those that also came by here to attend that program. CPD 10.0, we appreciate members in attendance. That CPD was sponsored by the Federal Ministry of Housing and Urban Development. Architect Uzodima Luze, supported us for that CPD, so she wasn't around, and presentation was made to her, and the second vice president, Actor Shima Ugogbona, received that gift from the chapter on our behalf. Okay, one of our very senior architects, Olamilekan Adegbite, was also present at that meeting. Okay, training as one of our sponsors event. Our first visit to the University of Abuja, where the mentorship program was launched. We have about 40 students to 20 mentors on the same platform. The engagement has been enriching. Okay, our site visit to the dome, where one of us, Cyrus Acoustic, is providing solution to the acoustic challenge in that auditorium. He was also one of our exhibitors during the 40th anniversary. Architect Adebowale Ademo, at his retirement, chapter was represented at the Transcorp Hilton to celebrate him. CPDI, African Center Architecture, launching in Abuja, chapter was there. Part of our engagement at secondary school, Lola Jesuit College, was there to give a talk on their career day on the need for them to be architects and the pathway to be an architect. And that has actually yielded fruit because last month, 2 of the parents called that their children would love to become architects and should please get them a space for their internship. And as usual, it was a battle. We call on so many firms. Like, even if they come, there are no jobs, or we can't have them. And the parents called back and said, okay, maybe we should allow them to go for coding or for an IT, since they can't get architecture. So luckily, we just finished our golf tournaments at the IBB golf course, and we met some new firms. And we told them, please, we cannot afford to lose these ones. Let's engage them. Arabibelo and one other was able to bring them in. We appreciate them. Archie's conference at Base University, chapter good message was delivered. I've been told I have to run fast. Base University Archie Week, an award dinner. Our mentors were, celebrated, and they were awarded during that dinner. Last CGM, before the celebration activity commenced, and of course, the NIAABC chapter at 40 commenced with the Jumat service, like we have said. We thank First Vice President for leading that team, well coordinated by Architect Kawu. And we want to thank God because the prayer that the Imam did actually work, because we're thinking we're going to actually postpone this event when that protest commenced. But luckily, God helped us, and here we are. It's even rounding up today. We're also at the St. Matthew's Church, Golf Kitty. I'm moving. Then the building collapsed on the fitness, one of our pre-sideline event activity. Okay. 13th July, yes. We had after that fitness walk, as we were getting back home to rush there, everybody I was calling, their phone was off. Later in the evening, when I called, I said, what happened now? As I've been calling, they said, they all slept like babies after the fitness walk. I said, okay, so it worked. And we were there. We did all that we could do with Actor Saifuddin, rep from Akon. We are waiting the report from Development Control as they promised. We hope we get that report. Sinoma, one of our sponsors, celebrated a 12th anniversary celebration. Chapter was invited, and we're part of celebrating them. That's Sinoma. Chinese company, they are into cement fiber, but we're even at their factory in Kuje, I think last year. 20th anniversary, Black Pelican, They are the hosts for our Tabata session and the fitness walk, silent event for the NIA at 40. Novelty match, celebrating NIA at 40, and the ladies won again. So it's actually keenly contested. Thank you for that clap. Thank you. It ended in a penalty shootout, really. And thank you, ma. And even after that, the ladies still won. I'm trying to be humble. That was even the best player of the match. I got an award. Anyway, it's a novelty match, not anything serious. Okay, one of us celebrated his 50th birthday acted, Oshikoya. He's always with us. And so we were there to celebrate him. We congratulate him, many more years to him. The Sonoma 12th anniversary celebration, we were there. Please, let's move it. Of course, this year, Abuja Housing Show, where we move around to see what is happening. We couldn't exhibit because, of course, the busy schedule we have with the 40th anniversary celebration. Was there with Agatha Odige and chapter vice chair. Housing Show. Okay, so we are rounding up. Our mentors for the Base University, yes, they are as listed. Base University mentors, Abuja University, Uni Abuja mentors as listed. We appreciate them. God bless. All mentors in the house, are we here? A show of hand. Actor Fumi Odia, you are one of them. Thank you, ma. God bless you. Actor Mo, God bless you. Actor Ushe, God bless you. Actor Nimi Ekine, my madam. Axi, God bless you for all you do. Okay, so total membership as of 2023, we have 1,153. 2024, we've moved 1,000 to 1,235. Expected incomes from dues, 24 million. Please, we need it, chapter members. Let's pay up our dues. This will go a long way in solving some of the issues that we're talking about. Average active members, 350. Non-active, 885. Percentage of active members, 28%, and you can see it reflecting in the sitting arrangement today. Though, of course, today is Saturday. I'm sure after that long week celebration, some are resting, maybe some have gone for weddings and all of that. Non-active members, 72%. Chapter CPDs, we have 10. Chapter general meeting, we have 11, as stipulated in the bylaw. This is the 12th we are having. Balance brought forward as a last year, 7 million. Current income, 44 million. Expenditures, 37, has been reported by the treasurer. Current balance is 6 million. We have to check that. Treasurer, after all this, I hope we are not owing anybody. Financial member, 108 out of 1,000. We have less than 10% that are financial. Please, let's change our attitude. Let's encourage ourselves and do the needful. Non-financial members, 1,137. Percentage of financial members, 8.6. Non-financial member, 91.4%. Corporate organizations and sponsors as listed. We appreciate them. God bless you. I know we have disturbed you. Don't worry, more money is coming. Believe us. As listed, Federal Ministry of Housing, NTA, thank you. God bless you. Individual sponsors, I mentioned that, and it starts from ESCO, leadership by example. God bless you all. God bless you, members. Individual support. Thank you. Thank you. And thank you. Adoption of the report, please. Motion for the adoption of this report as presented 2022-2024 tenure, NIA Abuja chapter. Thank you. present at the last AGM, now conference center. Should please move the motion for the adoption.
I'll move for the adoption, Nina Briggs. Whilst at that, once to get the second adoptee or whoever, I'd like to hear the immediate past president give a 5-minute speech. The reason I say that is he has been present at every Congress this chapter has held since my first 2018. So I'd like him. Yeah. So, with the kind permission of my colleagues here in the high table, I would kindly suggest that once you get the seconder of the motion, our immediate past president should speak to what he has seen since 2018 to where we are now. So, Nina Briggs, I move for the adoption. Thank you.
No, you have to mention your name, please. It's on record.
I hereby, my name, Uchendo Wogu. I second the motion that the chairman's report be adopted.
Thank you so very much. IPPNI, you have the floor.
Nina, I don't know why you're doing this, but you're trying to put me on the spot. I came to just observe what is going on here. And as part of the camaraderie that exists within the Institute, if you happen to be anywhere, it doesn't have to be Abuja, any state capital you find yourself and there's an NIA chapter there, even if you are not from that chapter, it's always good to, like we say in Rotary, share fellowship with whatever club is, or whatever chapter is there. Yes, I don't think it's by design, but somehow I just find out that I've been around at most of your AGMs, and well, for the last two before this one, I was president, so I was invited in my official capacity, so I wouldn't really say there was anything special about that. But I recall my first time I attended, I can't remember the place now, but I would say Abuja chapter is one of the chapters that we all look up to by virtue of the fact that it is in the federal capital. And you get your position places you in such a role that you are where policies are being made and where the seat of government is, and whatever it is that we need to push, you are always there to enable that on behalf of the Institute. And so I must, you guys have been doing that quite well. I know there's a strong liaison between the chapter and a lot of your members who occupy sensitive positions within government and the private sector, and that each time we need to engage government or we need to perform any visits, you're always there to accompany the president for those visits and also follow up on those visits. However, I want to say, just like I noticed when I first spoke, that your membership is a far cry from where you ought to be. If I go back several years, when it comes to election, Abuja has a way of filling the hall. Before we started doing electronic voting, when it's time for election, you just see Abuja people come out from all their crevices and come and vote. And of course, determine whoever would win that election. But it looks as if after the elections, everybody just goes back to their cocoons and the chapter is left to be run by a few people. So whatever it is that is lacking, I would enjoin you to put in more effort towards ensuring that you get a lot more members into your fold. I recall, just like we used to have in Lagos, there was a time when there was this unhealthy rivalry between architects in academia, architects in federal service, architects in state service, and architects in private sector. I give the example of Lagos. When the seat of government was in Lagos, you had Lagos State government architects or workers feeling marginalized because the federal workers were dominating. Then you had a time when the private sector people felt their voices were not being heard and they had to go and form their own association. And you see, these little things creep up in any gathering. I don't know what the dynamics are now, but I want to see a situation where there's synergy between architects in every stakeholding group, because each of those groups are important in building up our capacity towards tackling issues that affect architects outside. And so whether you're in the academia, don't say it's for those in practice or those in government. I'm not involved. I will go and concentrate on my arches. If you are in private sector, don't say I'm too busy. It's for those who don't have anything to do. They are the ones that come for meetings. The truth is that the moment we all pull our resources together, would become a much stronger body. There's also been, over the years, like you rightly said, accusations that Abuja chapter does not support the national, and that when there are national events, Abuja chapter people stand as spectators. They just look and go away. Sometimes they take it for granted that even BGMs, because it is hosted in Abuja, that they are not a part of it. And so there's that tendency for people outside Abuja to be the ones, calling the shots and doing all of that. I think that should change. If there's any national event holding in Abuja, the Abuja chapter members should be the one who should take center stage, and the rest of those from other parts of the country will just be here to add up to the numbers. But I think by and large, from the report the chairperson has given, I see the chapter as a close-knit family. I don't see a lot of other chapters, I don't know for you, where, they visit members for birthdays, for other events, and I think it's laudable. Maybe it's because of the heavy dominance of the female gender. So that seems to, females have a way of caring, and, so that is appreciable, because those are some of the things that endear people to associations and organizations. And I often I often tell members that, look, if anything happens to any one of you today, which group of all the groups you belong to, which one will first come to your aid? Will it be NIA? The story may be different depending on where you belong. But you might discover that probably your Parakpo group will be the first to come to your aid. for those who are Igbos, who belong to town unions and village unions, those are the ones who would first of all come to rescue you. But you discover that if you are involved in NIA, it takes so much of your time that any group you belong to that takes close to 70, 80% of your time and does not contribute up to 10% of your bottom line, then at some point you ask yourself, what am I doing there? And that is the case of those of us who are active in the NIA. Sometimes even my kids ask me, Daddy, what are you doing in this NIA? There was a time I went for graduation. I had to fly back just because I needed to attend a student's function somewhere. And my kids were like, Daddy, you just came. Why are you leaving now? I said, I have some other kids somewhere. But at the end of the day, the satisfaction is not financial. It is born out of the fact that you are able to give of your time and your service towards your association. You never can tell who is going to be blessed by that singular act of yours. So to round it up, I would say I want to encourage you to do much better. Continue to be a family. Continue to reach out to all your members, irrespective of which cadre they belong to. And I don't know, you know, we always preach expansion. Maybe Abuja is ripe for branches beyond the one chapter, one central chapter you have. You say the University of Abuja now has a Department of Architecture, so you may have people in Gwagwalada who may not be able to travel to the city center to hold meetings. So begin to look at the possibility of, you know, opening up branches so that you satisfy the needs of your members in every part. So Nina, I hope you are satisfied for, you know, putting me on the spot. And I told you that your assignment has not finished. No, it has not finished until Yemi leaves the stage. So if for any reason she is re-elected, you are still the immediate past chairman. So you must still hang around until some other person comes. So please, continue to hold him. Thank you very much.
We appreciate you, sir. So I will also invite Madam President to please, you have the floor, sir. Say one or two things. Thank you, ma.
Thank you very much, Madam Chair. I recognize the Chair, Abuja Chapter, Vice Chair, members of the EXCO, distinguished council members present, and all the very eminent members of the Abuja Chapter. Thank you very much for inviting me to your BGM. I believe this is the first time I have been invited, and so I am delighted to be in your midst. Thank you so much. Let me first of all start by congratulating you on the 40th anniversary. What an event. I don't know if Nigeria's independence at any point was done with so much fanfare and so much panache. But that's a testament to the leadership and also to the members for the cooperation that you have given the leadership. Every part of the event was well organized and was beautiful. So again, I say congratulations. I have been to many chapters, even within this time I have been president, and have seen their level of organization, and I want to say that this was a step above. So congratulations once again. Coming home I'd like to let you know again that I am a bona fide member of Abuja chapter. And so kindly keep me posted. I'd like to even come on your platform so that I can know what is happening. I like to be part of every section of NIA. And so I would want to be very present there. Thank you for your report. Very, very detailed. And the report shows again that this chapter is a close-knit chapter that looks out for its members and is trying its possible best to ensure it keeps its place in the register of NIA as top chapter. But I want to say, like has been pointed out, you may need to try more, because we all know that perhaps apart from Lagos, we have the richest architects domiciled in Abuja. I look at your faces. You all look like big boys and big girls. This is where the money is. So it is so embarrassing that we have members not paying, is it 10,000 and 15,000 that you will spend in half a day. That's the truth. You know, this is a testament to the fact that the poverty mentality that has gripped the profession needs to be broken. I want to challenge the chair and executive. Don't take it. You already gave us an example. Some of us are members of AIA. See how much you're paying, and they delete your name if you don't pay. How much are we expecting from members that we are at this level that we are? I want you to do a more frontal, direct attack. I've already discussed with Agatha, the two Agathas sitting beside me, of what was done in one of the chapters. Oyo, I didn't say my chapter, in one of the chapters, Oyo chapter, what they did. And they were able to get quite a few of them coming. And honestly, there's nothing as cheery for a chapter member to come to a meeting than to know that when I go to that meeting, I'm going to see this top architect, this old architect. In Oyo, they still have architects who are 90 plus, attend meetings. Where are they here? Why are they not here? Chair, sometimes you need to reach directly to them. Don't assume that they're on the chapter platform, they know about the notice of meeting. Many of the older generation, you know, we talked about generation gap. Old people like to feel a little bit more special. You may need a more direct one-on-one. Visit them, talk to them. And all those big bosses that are owing us, if we go and tell them, they will bring up the money. I can't imagine that architect Yemi will go to one of the big architects, visit them. We're just on a visit. We notice you haven't been coming for meetings. Our records show this. Should the treasurer come, they will pay immediately. I'm telling you. There are many subtle and even very direct ways in which we can get our funds. And this problem that we have as architects is what is killing us. I tell you, the town planners, the estate surveyors, they don't joke with their dues. They don't. They don't joke even with contributions beyond dues. The dues are nothing. But what are you contributing even outside the basic dues? When you have money, you are empowered to move. You can touch places, you can reach people, you can influence. But if you don't have, it limits, you know, your powers and where you're able to reach. So I want to challenge you. You have all the resources in Abuja. All the big jobs are in Abuja. Get these people. Get them. Let them support our chapter so that this chapter can do even much more than it's been doing. I want to thank you very much for all you have been doing. And I want to encourage members to continue to support, well, this administration is supposed to be going out, but it may recome. Okay, the next administration, they've done a fantastic job, if you ask me. If I had to vote, I know who I would vote for, but I have no voting rights. But if it is this, or whoever comes in, let us support. I have noticed that an association is only as strong as its membership. If they're fantastic leaders and you don't support them, there's a little that they can do. And I also want to say, I want to specially thank you, because indeed, I can see that apart from your in-house collaboration, you have also been doing a lot of external collaboration. This is what the Unite Agenda stands for. I've seen you with that mentorship program in Bayes University. Fantastic. Please keep it up. I challenge the fellows in our midst. Please pick up people to mentor. Why are we fellows if we cannot transfer knowledge, if we cannot help the next generation? So congratulations on that. Please keep it up. I hope it's not just Bayes University. I see them. Okay. Please go ahead and reach as many students as you can. And I hope members also, students come through you for placements for internship. Fantastic. The NANS president or whoever is in charge of the students, please let them get close to you, because Abuja is a center and you will need to be engaging more and more with them. I want to thank you also for your commitment to all the national activities. At the opening, I realized that it is not that you are quarreling with national, that you are not at the event on time, because you are not there on time for your own opening. So I see that it wasn't anything personal. But it's something we need to change. It doesn't speak well of us. If we have guests coming in from America and they come into the hall and they see only a few people, it was gratifying to know that at the end of it, the place was almost full. But that's not us. Architects are professionals, business-like. Let's not create that kind of impression. So I want to plead with you. Moving forward, let us ensure that we show ourselves as who we really are. Thoroughbred professionals. If we call a meeting in Abuja now, any national event, we're expecting that the bulk of the people will be from here. Particularly now because of the fares are so expensive. So we're expecting that this will be where the people will come from. So I want to make another appeal to you that come September, we shall be having Archibuild. You did so well last year. You even had a booth. Fantastic. This year, because I know you, you'll do better. So this year, I'm expecting you in all your numbers. And please go and bring out all those big, big old architects. You don't grow too old for NIA. The only thing is you can be exempted from dues. And when you're exempted from dues because you have so much money, we expect you then to start making contributions beyond dues. So please go and bring them out. Let them join the NIA. Finally, I want to say thank you all for all you have been doing, and for, let me recognize again our chapter chairs in our midst, Architect David and Architect Shegun. Thank you very much. This is the camaraderie we're talking about in NIA. Very crucial. Let us be friends with one another. No matter what our perceived notions about those people are, let's be friends with one another. There is no family unit that doesn't step on each other's toes. I've never seen it. In my family, as beautiful and loving as we look, there are times we're always quarreling. It will happen. Chapter chair, we have quarreled. I'm very sure. Very, very sure. It's over. If it wasn't over, I would not have spent so many days with you. You know, as professionals, we should go and rise above pettiness. If we don't agree, fine. This is my point where we need to apologize, and your chapter chair did. Where we need to apologize, let's do it. Let's follow our rules. Let's be courteous to one another. Let's respect one another. And when we do this, honestly, we can make much more impact than all the other groups put together. Finally, let me say that in spite of our travails, both economically and everywhere, all the other groups still look up to us. That's just the truth. There is still a great level of envy for the architect. And this is why everybody wants to do what you're doing. So again, let me appeal to you, Abuja chapter. You are the front line. You are one of our leading chapters. You have all the money. And I keep saying that because I'm expecting more money. Okay. Because I'm still expecting more money from you. I like what Architect Uche said, that if you haven't paid your chapter dues, we should not allow you to pay national. I'm afraid I don't want to lose national dues. But you can be sure that the national will ensure that for anything that anybody wants to get at any level, you must be recognized by your chapter. You must be approved by your chapter, because this is where you're supposed to come from. And that's very important. I was at a time, I wasn't president then. They wanted to give somebody fellowship in my chapter. This person had never come for a meeting before. I was one of the people that stood against it. Because no, you cannot come from nowhere and want to come and claim what you have not worked for. So it's important for us to know. And let us make sure that we let people know that without our support in the local chapter, you cannot get all the accolades that you may want at the national. Finally, let me talk a little bit about the exams. IPP has just said I should talk about it. I want to tell you that all we are doing is for the good of our profession. There comes a time when you need to stand up for what is right. Because if you do not, it will haunt you later on. The truth of the matter is that during the time IPP was president, and even before, he knows it, we have been fighting for unity, compromise, so that our members do not continue to suffer. And what is the bone of contention? The exams, PPCE exams. Now, the NIA stands by the rule of the law. The rule of the law says these exams should be conducted by the NIA, received by ACON. ACON registers. ACON is supposed to be the one that is like auditing even the exams. So an auditor is not the one that's actually supposed to be also doing the exams. However, because of breakdown, and I don't want us to go into all that, we need to put behind those things that are behind and press forward to the things that are before us. We were okay at a point because of the pain of the members. We had to agree that, okay, let's sit together and do this joint exam. That was the one we did last year. But we did it with every sense of responsibility and with trust in our regulatory body. And that was the exam that brought at least about 600 newly registered architects, which we all hailed. However, when this process was to start again this year, ACON called us to tell us, and we agreed we would do it together. Unfortunately, after the agreement, we discovered that a third party was invited into the exams. Now, we stand on the rule of law, nothing else. No sentiments here. What does the law say? The law recognizes in that act NIA. If there's any other person in that act, it is ACON. So any third party is unknown to the law. And because we're so mindful that at the end of the day, it's important for us to safeguard our profession and institute, we stood on that point and said, no, we cannot. And we pleaded with ACON. It was a plea, and I'll tell you why it's a plea, because our members are so important. We knew that people had paid for these exams. But what did they pay for? They paid for an exam that was advertised that said NIA, ACON, PPC. Was that not it? But thereafter, the information that was coming out, there was no NIA there. And we felt, if these people do these exams, at the end of the day, that exam may be an illegal exam. Anybody can take them up at any time. We have a responsibility to our members. And that responsibility we owe very strongly. So this was tabled to ACON. Well, unfortunately, the situation was not reversed, and the third party continued to be a part. And we told them if this is not withdrawn, NIA would not be a part of these exams. So, I will not say we were excused, because the process kept going on. So that probably means we were excused. Because again, like I said, we had to protect our members. We needed to take a decision, and the council took a decision that we must not be a part of this, and that it is high time that the law interprets who exactly should do this exam. Now, let me tell you, dear members, as we all know, life evolves. Associations evolves. Rules evolves. Constitutions are reviewed. Therefore, the NIA has no problem if at any time we all architects, because we're all stakeholders, sit together, go and agree that the ACON Act should be reviewed, and that moving forward, it is ACON. If that is what we all agree, we must abide. But before we agree, we must obey the law. That is what we're standing on, nothing more. I want to tell you that we're not fighting a battle. It's not a battle. You don't fight yourselves. If you fight yourselves, you destroy yourselves. We're not fighting a battle. We're not fighting with ACON. Luckily, ACON Council has been inaugurated. As I stand before you, I'm a member of the ACON Council. So do we fight ourselves? No. We sit together to reason and to ensure that the right thing is done. And I want to assure you that those people who paid for those exams, they will sit for the exams. I cannot tell you when until we meet. We have a meeting slated for Tuesday. When we meet on Tuesday, I believe because every member of ACON is reasonable and would not want to continue to see the architecture profession going down, I believe we'll be able to reach an agreement. But I want to assure you that the Institute will do everything and will stand by the rule of law. So let us encourage our members who put in for the exams. We tried before that exam to let them know that this exam will not hold. We tried. Messages were sent out. This is because we knew that that exam could not hold. We sent out. So it wasn't that we don't have the interest of our members at heart. The same interest we have, we will use to ensure that at our meeting on Tuesday, we put them on the first burner and ensure that whatever agreements we reach would favor them. But at the same time, it will be legal and not against the law. I don't want to say beyond this for now, but let me assure you that you have a leadership that feels the pain, that is working very hard, and is going to ensure that our members are not shortchanged and that very soon they will be registered. So I thank you very much for having faith, and I want to encourage you all. Please keep supporting us very much with your prayers, with your attendance. And if you have any feedbacks for us, I want to tell you my lines are open. I'm going to get on your platform. Please let me know, and we'll do something about it. God bless NIA Abuja chapter. Thank you.
Okay, so we'll call on. There are some people that have been loitering around behind. So what do you have to tell us, please?
Good evening, man. Sorry. Presidential handshake. Thank you very much. Good day, sir. So I know you people have been taking so much time. I think it's about time for us to dissolve this ESCO right now. Right? Okay, okay, first of all, okay, sorry. Want to say thank you, please give them a clap, a big clap, yes. So, they've done so well, we are going to dissolve the ESCO right now. So right now, the ESCO is dissolved for 2020, 2022 to 24 right now. Please give them a big hand of applause.
All right. Okay. So who is moving the motion to dissolve the EXCOs for 2022 to 2024? Please.
I am moving. No, you're a member of EXCO. You can't dissolve. Okay, you raise your hand.
I will prefer my brother Ida.
Ida, FNIA. After the wonderful tenure and wonderful service to NIA, I move for the dissolution of this current ESCO. Thank you.
Seconder, please. Who is seconding?
Oyelade hereby second the motion. Thank you.
Okay, thank you very much. So on behalf of the Electoral Committee, the current EXCO or outgoing EXCO of 2022 to 2024 is hereby dissolved. So we understand that we are going to have lunch. After the lunch, which is going to be served results being collated for 2024 to 2026 EXCOs. Thank you.
So we'll be going along for lunch. We'll go after the president and senior colleagues first. So please, in 30 minutes, we'll be back here to announce the results.
Sorry, please. Can we all get up and queue up for our food, please? Let's make that quick so that we can come back and finalize. Thank you so much.
Because of this, we've not experienced this before. But according to the Constitution, we will be able to run by-election 30 days from now or by the next central general meeting of the chapter. So the elections were done by, okay, my voice is too deep. The elections were done by electronic voting. I'm sure if you have been part of it, it will have come into your email and you will have done that. And the results have already been collated automatically. There is no time wastage in this case. So I will read the nominations and I'll read the results. For the post of chairman, we have returning Architect Yemi Shola Adebi. For the post of, and all these posts were all uncontested, and they're all, they were all contested by unopposed. That's the word I should use, that's the word. The second nominations for the vice chairman is still returning Architect Ehi Essien. The third is the treasurer secretary, who has done quite well, Architect Nicholas Musa. The treasurer, Architect the post of treasurer was contested by Architect Julia Anyawu. The public relations officer returning is Architect Emmanuel Aniko. The social secretary is Architect Onyuke U. Bernadette. Okay, the chair admissions committee is Architect Adegbenga Oshineye. And the next is the chair library and publications is Architect Zuleha Babagire. Please come to the front so we can do this quickly. We only have a few time. Okay. Okay, chair practice committee is Architect Agatha Christie Irabo. And ex-official member number 1 is Architect Bosse de Beso. The ex-official member number 2 is Architect Ochundo Ayi. Ochundo. Okay. So you bring out all of this. Okay, like Kawu said, We will swear in. The president will give her oath of office, and then in turn, she will also swear in her own committee. After this, we will swear you in, and then you will swear in your own members later on. You understand? So, please, let me get it. For information's sake, the elections came in 100%. There was no absentees, there's no null votes and everything. Everybody got 100% of the votes. So please give them a round of applause. Okay. Carol, please. Bernadette. It's not, okay. Okay. So this is your new exco for year 2022 to 2020. 2024 to 2026. Okay, Madam Chairman, Chairman. Madam Chair, pardon me. Okay, so we'll read your citation, Thank you very much. Okay. I'm so sorry, madam. Okay. There's a point of order, and I apologize. I have someone that's bigger than me here. The president of the NIA is here, so she would do the swearing in and take oath of office for the chair. Please give her a hand of applause, please. Yes. Okay. So, ma'am. So, sorry. So, you just read her name. So, you just should repeat after you. Yes, let me get that.
Congratulations to the new executive. The result of hard work is more work, and I'm sure you're up to it. So I have the oaths and citations of the Institute, and I shall do it for the chair.
Before my colleagues, gathered here today, to uphold the Constitution and bylaws of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, and to serve the Institute and the profession in general, in my capacity as Chair, Abuja, full members of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, having been duly elected to the post of on this 10th day of August 2024, do before my colleagues gathered here today to uphold the Constitution and the bylaws of the Nigerian Institute of Architects, and
hello? Okay. Who asked the honor of the past president, Architect Ben Ebo, to also help us hand over their certificate of return. Yes. Can you take?
First of all, I would want to congratulate you. I know it's not been easy, and you've developed enough thick skin over the last 2 years to be able to handle this very, very special chapter. So I therefore present you this certificate of return for the post of chairman, NIA Abuja chapter, this 10th day of August 2024, during the 2024 Architect Juliana Anya in billions, because you are Abuja. So congratulations, and this is a certificate of return for the post of treasurer. Congrats. Architect Emmanuel Aniko, congratulations on your return as PRO of the chapter, and I hope you would continue to project the chapter in good light. Congratulations. Architect Bosse, you belong to so many chapters. Now you are Abuja. Yesterday you were collecting prize for Edo. Anyway, congratulations on your return. Are you returning? On your election as an ex-official member of the chapter. And I know with your connections, you would help the treasurer achieve her targets. Yes, congratulations. Yes, Architect Ochudo Ayi, congratulations on your, were you ex-official before? No. Okay. On your election as an ex-official member of the chapter, and of course you know that you are like a spare tire. Wherever the chairman says you need to support any particular office that has challenges, you always be there for them. Congratulations. Practice committee, Agatha Christie Irabo. Step forward now. So congratulations. You were not practiced before. Oh, you were? Okay, okay, okay. And I think you've been doing it quite well. I know you were in Copenhagen to present some papers related to your office. And congratulations. I hope you continue to do service or render service to the Abuja chapter. Congrats. Architect Zulaya Babagire. Congratulations. Were you library before? Okay. So congratulations on your election to the office of the Chair, Library and Publications, Subcommittee of the Abuja chapter. And I believe that in your new office, you would leverage on the skills and all that you need to become a good chair, library and publications. Congratulations. Chair admissions, Adigbenga Oshine. Okay, congratulations on your, were you admissions before? Okay. Well, I'm glad that you're not all returning to the same positions, but I think another challenge too is that we must have fresh blood here. So let it not look as if it's the same set of people that are serving. We must have other people coming to serve. But so congratulations on your election as the chair admissions subcommittee. And I hope that in your new office, you'll be able to bring a lot of members into the chapter. Congratulations. Onyuike Bernadette, okay, one of the new kids on the block. For the post of social secretary, I know a lot of all those outreaches would rest on your shoulder, and I also hope that you'll be able to carry out these responsibilities to the best of your ability. So congratulations on your election for the post of social secretary. So I guess that's it. So Congratulations. We look forward to a more visible
by default and without any doubt, oh. I'm a me happy adult, oh. I no go feed the choice out, oh. I'm a mind that's you the talk, oh. I put my life into my job and I know I'm in trouble. She manipulate my love, oh. I know holy and I know that get both. Like the Baba Frayo, my ayo, don't cry, yo. I need to go and shayo. I need to go and shayo.
Sorry, please. The other chairman should and the past chairman should please come and join them in these pictures. The other chapter chairman, please come and join.